Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the track Death by a Thousand Cuts by the Swedish metalcore band Imminence. That's right, the band are back with another piece of their puzzle, another key to unlock the door we are waiting to go through, as we've certainly seen with the previous tracks they have been releasing from what I'd imagine will be another upcoming album. Already this year we've got to hear Come Hell or High Water, Desolation and Heaven Shall Burn, and they've really shown many of the key elements from the band that we know and love. Eddie Berg's iconic violin, these strong melodic breakdowns, whilst also diving into something very deep, very aggressive, and exploring a lot of themes of hopelessness, the idea of being lost in your own mind, and a variety of other things. And we've certainly seen that through a lot of the music videos as well. They're very artistic and very clever in the way they craft these music videos, craft these stories into their music that almost they're leaving breadcrumbs for us to go along on this journey with them until I would imagine we will be having this big reveal. But we've seen gradually this story building up with the collection of these keys, and I imagine we'll be seeing the same with this upcoming track as well. So will this latest single survive with a few scratches or simply be cut too deep? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
There's no escape from the thoughts inside my head. Dark days just taking the best of me. I can't go on like this. This life has cut me by my knees. There's no cure to the disease. I come to live with the pain. Can you turn back time?
Okay, already I'm loving this. This song really just pulled me in straight from that get-go. I love that opening drum beat that's almost acting like a pulse, like your heart beating. The song is all about cuts, kind of those little damaging things that happen in your life. The death by a thousand cuts, these gradual things that gradually build up until you bleed out almost from these dark thoughts. So I love the way they kind of opening with that very soft element and then literally just slam straight into the chorus. I love that eruption of just sound, moving away from the violin and these soft slow builds, but they've also got this really interesting guitar tone that almost kind of moves from peak to peak and kind of ebbs and flows. It's really great how we have got that coming in from Harold Barrett. I really do love that, and really Eddie Berg's just a powerful, just eruptive vocals, really adding so much passion and power to that chorus. I absolutely love the intro to this track. That's got me hooked right from the get-go, especially just moving from that verse into the pre-chorus and then into the chorus. But certainly we can see them continuing the themes that we have seen. Dark days has taken the best of me. I can't go on like this. This life has cut me by my knees. So almost like life is tearing you down with these little things that constantly happen that try and bring you to your knees. There's no cure to the disease. So we're talking about mental illness and things like that. Something we've seen the band really focus on with some of the previous tracks and some of their previous albums as well. And I really love actually in the pre-chorus how we've got this really interesting choice of perspective. Can you turn back time to change what you have done to shape who you become? So it's almost this idea of Eddie Berg playing the narrator and kind of putting onto perhaps another version of himself, but then we get this switch back in perspective to him. Drowning in my mind, I keep waiting for death to take me, I keep hoping for you to save me. So I really like how he's kind of putting this looking at this almost mirrored image of himself and really just showing that he wants him to turn back time to change the things that this person, the past him, has done that's affecting the present him. So I love how he's got this disassociation between these two narratives that he's really putting through this change in inflection just throughout the pre-chorus before we do then crash into that chorus. Death by a thousand cuts, the writings on the wall, almost like the future is now set in stone because of my past mistakes. The rise before the fall, I've gone through the best moments and now I'm crashing down. So I love some of the lyrics we've got included, but I love the musical power that this track is bringing just off the first minute or so.
Can you hear the echoes of
Okay, I'm loving the continuation we have got here. Can you hear the echoes of my heart really showing in, very fitting very well with that drum beat that we have got coming in, the distant beating in the dark. So you can really just show the emphasis on this disassociation from yourself, the distant beating of a heart in the darkness. It's been enveloped by that. I know the walls are closing in, that claustrophobic feeling of being trapped within yourself. I feel it deep within my skin. What's the point of living life? So I really like how they're really putting this negative aspect onto this track and really just showing that emotive power. I also love the visual style as well. We've seen a lot of dark kind of atmospheres really be blended into the previous three singles. With this, it almost feels like they're in this deserts kind of idea, almost like the sands of time almost. Time is it can't be changed because my future is, the writing's on the wall, it's almost set in stone. So I love how they've gone for this visual styling that really shows the fact that time can't effectively heal this wound. These cuts are becoming too deep and it's just waiting for that moment for death to take him almost. So I really love the way they fit in the visual style that really encompasses very well with the theme of the track. Yes, there we have it. Another piece to the band's stories. They gradually retrieve the keys one by one until we get to this end point. Not too sure what it's going to be, but we can see the hourglass at the end. So really reflecting on this idea of the sands of time, just letting time eat away at you, and the idea of kind of living for something or dying for nothing. Do you bleed for something? Do you kind of wear your scars as a reason to continue fighting forward? So there's a lot you can really draw from this track around the idea of kind of fighting those that inner turmoil, those inner demons, being able to fight through them and just take each step one by one and just making sure that you're not just dying for nothing. You're not just kind of removing yourself from these constant cuts, because eventually one will be fatal and it'll be this death for nothing because you've just allowed yourself to effectively fade out. So very strong focus certainly on the mental aspect that we have seen from some of the other tracks as they continue to blend in this beautiful story that's really just moving through a lot of different areas. And it could maybe touch on things like the Four Horsemen. I mean, you could look at things like this with famine or something like that, with almost like the plague almost that we did have with the mosquitoes or whatever they were, like really just biting at Eddie Berg and kind of cutting one by one by one. But I love the artistic style and I love the chorus from this track. That's probably one of my favourite Imminence choruses. Not quite as heavy, so for the pure metalcore fans that want something really deep and aggressive, not quite fitting that, but I love love that more melodic sound, and I love the way that they've crafted the guitars around that chorus, that ebbing and flowing, really fitting in with these soaring vocals of Eddie Berg, and really just having some of these other really creative elements in, such as the drum really emulating the heartbeat. And when it's about cuts and bleeding, it's such a smart little thing that they've done in this track that really fits in with the theme. And that's what I love about this band. They take so many creative choices, make them really effective, and some of them are quite subtle. They're not the easiest to pick up, but when you do, you can really see the power that they do add to the track. So that will be everything for today's video, but please do let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. How do you feel it lives up to the other 3 singles, and which is your favourite so far? This one has to take the cake for me. I absolutely love that first 30 seconds, that first minute I heard, I was so invested in this track. I've loved all 4 of the tracks because of how they draw you in, but this one for me certainly had that real, just grabbed you by the can of the throat and pulled you straight in. But I would love to know your thoughts. Also, if you'd like to see more Imminence content, I have covered some of the other tracks in previous videos, so you can find them in the description of this video if you'd like to check them out as well. And if you would like to subscribe, then please do feel free to do so, and I will see you in the next audio analysis.